Dear students, welcome to today's class. Today we start a new lesson, the periodic table. It is a human instinct to classify, that is, to put things of one kind in one group and of another kind in another group. Towards the end of the 18th and the beginning of the 19th centuries, more and more elements began to be discovered and their individual properties and compounds had begun to be studied. Soon, the need arose for classifying them so as to make their comparative study easier. What are the reasons for classification of elements? It helps in studying the elements in an organized manner. It helps in correlating the properties of elements with the fundamental properties of all states of matter, and it helps in defining the relationship of one element with another. Let us see the earlier classification of elements. First, we have Döbereiner triad. J.W. Döbereiner, a German chemist, observed that certain elements displayed similar properties and that they could be placed in groups of 3 elements each. These groups of 3 elements each were called triads. The 3 elements of a particular triad had similar chemical properties. In fact, Döbereiner was the first scientist to show the clear relationship between properties of an element and its atomic mass. The atomic mass of the middle element of a triad was approximately equal to the arithmetic mean of the atomic mass of the other 2 elements of that triad. Let us see an example. We have a triad, calcium, strontium and barium. Atomic mass of calcium is 40, strontium is 88 and barium is 137. When we take the arithmetic mean of the atomic masses of calcium and barium, we will get 40 plus 137 divided by 2, that's equal to 177 by 2, which is equal to 88.5. When you see the atomic mass of strontium, you can see that it is 88. So what Döbereiner said is true. The atomic mass of the middle element of a triad was approximately equal to the arithmetic mean of the atomic mass of the other 2 elements of the triad. Here you can see the Döbereiner's triad. Triad means groups with the 3 elements. The 3 elements in a triad will have the same properties. Then you can see a triad of 3 elements: lithium, sodium, potassium. This forms a triad, Döbereiner's triad. Lithium, sodium and potassium. See here, triads written in increasing atomic masses. And here, which is the middle element of the triad, you know that it is sodium. And what Döbereiner said is that the average atomic masses of lithium and potassium will be equal to the atomic mass of sodium. Okay. Then here you can see another triads, calcium, strontium, barium, which we already explained. Then one more triad you can see, chlorine, bromine and iodine. Okay. But this classification was discarded because he could not find all the elements in triads. He could find only 3 triads. So the system of classification was not useful and it was discarded. As already said, Döbereiner's triad was discarded. Let us see the reason for discarding the triad. First, Döbereiner failed to arrange all the then known elements in the form of triad. I told you he could find only 3 triads. Then secondly, the law did not fully apply even within the same family. For example, I told you about a triad: fluorine, chlorine, bromine. This is a triad. Here what we notice is, when we take the mean of the atomic masses, it is equal to 19 plus 80 divided by 2. What W. Rayner said is the average of the atomic masses of these two elements, namely fluorine and bromine, should be equal to the atomic mass of chlorine. Here what we get the answer as 49.5, which is not the atomic mass of chlorine. The atomic mass of chlorine is found to be 35.5. So the law did not fully apply even within the same family. Same family means the same family of triads. These are the reasons for discarding the triad. Later, John Newland arranged elements in ascending order of atomic mass and found that every eighth element had properties similar to the properties of the first element, just as the eighth note of a musical octave is the same as its first note. Based on this observation, Newland gave his law of octaves for classification of elements. Let us see the Newland's law of octaves. According to Newland's law of octaves, when elements are arranged by increasing atomic mass, the properties of every eighth element starting from any element are a repetition of the properties of the starting element. So, John Newland, he is a scientist and a lover of music. He arranged the elements in ascending order of atomic mass, and he derived a law which is known as Newland's law of octaves. And according to this law, when elements are arranged in the increasing atomic mass, the properties of every eighth element starting from any element are the repetition of the properties of the starting element. Newland divided the elements into horizontal rows of 7 elements each. You can see in the picture. The noble gases were not known at that time. So here you know that Indian music, the 7 notes, you can see Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Da, Ni. Again starts Sa. The same way, when elements are arranged in the atomic masses, increasing order of atomic masses, it was seen that the 8th element shows the same properties of the first element. Let us start from here. First element here, hydrogen, then lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. So here 7 elements are written here. Then the 8th element, it is fluorine. In the second row, in the third row, the next 8th element is chlorine. So what Newland said is, the 8th element is the repetition of the properties of the first element. That means the fluorine and chlorine show the same properties. And same way, lithium and sodium show same properties. Beryllium, magnesium show same properties. So from wherever you take the element, every 8th element will show the properties of the first element, just like the musical notes. Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Da, Ni. Again starts what? Sa. This is what Newland's law of octaves. Let us see the merits of Newland's classification. This system worked quite well for the lighter elements. For example, lithium, sodium and potassium were brought together. It relates the properties of the element to their atomic masses. For the first time, it was shown that there is a distinct periodicity in the properties of elements. Newland's law of octaves was also discarded for the following reasons. Let us see the reasons for discarding the law of octave. The classification did not work with heavier elements. That is, those lying beyond calcium. As more and more elements were discovered, they could not be fitted into Newland's octaves. Newland adjusted two elements, cobalt and nickel, in the same slot, and these were placed in the column of fluorine, chlorine and bromine. Iron, which resembles cobalt and nickel in properties and has been placed far away from these elements. So iron has the same properties as that of cobalt and nickel, but this element iron has been placed far away from these elements. These are the reasons for discarding the law of. Today we studied the earlier classification of elements. Let us wind up for the time being. Thank you.